Very good evening to all and welcome to Bombay Toastmasters Club 168th meeting. And this is the first meeting in 2015. So wishing all Toastmasters and guests a very happy and prosperous new year. Now let me share the mission of Toastmasters. We provide supportive and positive learning and experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let's put all our noise-making devices on silent mode so that we do not disturb the speakers or other members. I'll give you 10 seconds. Thank you. And I request you that during the meeting, please do not move out. If you have to, then please wait till the speaker to finish and applause to start. One more request. Please don't indulge in crosstalks during the meeting as it disturbs the protocol. You can freely network during the break or after the meeting. Few more instructions. The drinking water is on the table to your left and restrooms are on the first floor to the left. Thank you and join me to welcome presiding officer Mr. Ashwin Nair. Let me introduce. He is one of the chartered members of the Bombay Toastmasters and he has performed multiple roles in Toastmaster Club and mentored many members. He is currently club president for Bombay Toastmasters and also district secretary for our district, that is District 41. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Ashwin Nair.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. I declare 168 meeting open. Before
have fun.
we should have fun, yes. The first meeting of the new year. And let me start with a wonderful thing. May I call upon immediate past President Roshan Zawne. I present to him his CL award. How many guests? How many of you are guests? Okay, we have two guests. So can we have you come on? Please.
How I came to know about Toastmasters is a little interesting. My friend saw a video of a Toastmaster online on YouTube and somehow he thought that I'd be a good fit here. He told me that do not think about it for one more second, just go to the next meeting. I googled Bombay Toastmasters. In fact, I googled Toastmasters in Bombay and the name is Bombay Toastmasters. This was the first thing. So I got to know about the club. I called myself in the morning and he was kind enough to guide me. And
I'm Sandeep Jaswal. I am the software engineer. I am a software. And I heard about it. One of my brother-in-law friends, he said me, he is that you want to improve your communication skill, then go there, you have to better. So I
There was a queue outside the gates of heaven. And in the queue stood two people. One was a taxi driver. And behind him stood a priest. And as the taxi driver neared the gate, his account book was open, and the person sitting at the gate tallied it and said, "Welcome to heaven." And he called two beautiful angels who came and took him up. Next was the third priest. He stood there, and as his accounts were tallied, the guard looked at him and said, snapped his fingers and called for the angels. And two not so good looking angels came to him and said, "Take him to the corridor and let him clean it." The priest protested. "How can I do that? How did he, as a driver, get such beautiful angels to take him in? And why me with such people? And why am I asked to clean the corridor? Have I not propagated the name of the Lord?" And the God said, "Yes, you did. But whilst you were propagating the name of the Lord, everybody in the audience was sleeping. Whereas the driver, when he was driving, everybody was calling out to the Lord." So that's more. Well, keeping that as a jest, we here in Toastmasters will teach you how to speak and improve on your skills so that your audience doesn't go to sleep. You will improve your leadership skills. And we do that in a format at every meeting. There are no faculties here. It's a learn by doing process. We do it in 3 parts. First is the prepared speech round. The second is the table topics round. And the third would be the evaluation round. So let us begin with the first role player. May I call upon Sharmari as the grammarian for the day to
fellow Toastmasters and guests, as comedian, it's my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report particular respective uses of grammar and any grammatically incorrect speech. As grammarian, it is also my task to present the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is enthrall, which means enchant, charm, or delight. An example of its use: the movie enthralled viewers of all ages. In order to qualify for the vote for best table topic speaker, each table topic speaker must use the word of the day during his or her extemporaneous speech. I will give a word of day report and grammatical usage report when called for.
Next, I will call upon a Toastmaster who is a senior Toastmaster with Bombay Toastmasters, has been an ardent Toastmaster but for some reason has been away from the meetings because of his job. But today he has made an effort to be here and taken up the role of the Toastmaster of the day. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster.
Old man, his grandson, walking down the street. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an angry man riding on the bicycle insensibly pushed the old man on the ground. The old man fell down in the muddy water. An old man came at the angry man. He said, "May you have everything you want." The grandson, along with that old old man, surprised by the man's response, and said, "I'm confused. Why did you say that?" And that to a man with such horrible behavior. The old man replied, "A happy man would not have pushed old man like this way." That reminds me, the quote, "The wise forgive but do not forget. The naive forgive and forget, but the stupid neither forgive nor forget." President, fellow Toastmaster, and honored guests, good evening. New Year has started. You all must have taken some resolution for the new year, and some of you must have started implementing the resolution. Would you consider one more resolution in your list, that is forgive and forget? I know this is not a popular topic and not a popular idea to add in your resolution list. One might argue whether it is possible to forgive and forget, and is it necessary to forgive and forget? In my view, I firmly believe that it is necessary to forgive and forget in order to move on with your life, so that we do not remain stuck in our past. Forgiving does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean that you have given the message that what someone did was okay. It just means that you have let go of the anger and guilt towards someone and towards yourself. Is it easy to forgive and forget? Definitely. Because if forgiveness was easy, everyone would be doing it. It says that forgiveness is giving and so the receiving of the life. And as you know, giving is always difficult. So I don't think it's easy, but we have to practice forgiveness. Before I forget, let me introduce the role player who will assist me in the running of today's meeting. To note the word sound used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting, we have our founder, Toastmaster Amit Kumar.
My duty as our counter is to listen attentively to each speaker. Make a note of the following used by the speaker. The crust sound like a, filler words, but, like, show, filler phrases you know, and so it is extremely long pauses. And when called upon, my report will give an account of things speaking errors.
Track of time spent by each speaker during the meeting. We have a timer and each Toastmaster solve.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. As timer, my duty is to time prepare speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during this meeting. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When the speaker reaches the midpoint of the time range allotted, I will display the yellow card. And when the speaker reaches the end of his speaking time, I will display the red card. The speaker has 30 seconds grace time before the green card, or after the red card, after the red card is displayed, to end the speech, to qualify for the vote. I will report the qualifying times when called for.
It says that friendship flourishes at the fountain of forgiveness. But then what stops us from forgiving others? The most basic reason for our unwillingness to forgive others lies in the fact that forgiving forgiving seems unfair to forgiver. It is in the line with the calculative mind of the people, because we do not want to forgive. There is a myth about forgiveness. Someone says, forgiving someone will make you a doormat for them, hurting you again and again. Or forgiving someone makes you weak. You can only forgive someone who is currently in your life and who want to remain in your life. And I feel forgiveness is the sweetest revenge. We are human beings, and forgiveness is a quality of human being that separates him from the animals. Forgiveness is not about getting even. It is an opportunity about starting over. Here in Toastmasters also we get many opportunities. One is improve our oral communication and leadership skill. So we will start with our part 1, that is a prepared speech round. We start with prepared speech round. We have our first speaker who will be presenting T1 speech, and to evaluate this project, we have Toastmaster Bhushan. Toastmaster Bhushan, please read out the objective of the
Toastmaster is attending the icebreaker. Objectives are to speaking before the audience. To discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention. Time 4 to 6 minutes.
Thank you. Toastmaster Henry will be presenting Project 1. Title of the speech is My Rich Background. My Rich Background, Toastmaster Henry.
You probably noticed that I'm not native in Bulgaria. I actually came from Ukraine, and when many people here, when they hear that I'm from there, they ask from which part of UK I came. But Ukraine is not UK. Doesn't have double deckers, big van, or queen. We have huge steel plants, we have golden cathedral, and as well we have wide fields or wide fields of wheat. As well, we have some mountains. And our mountains, they are 3 times lower than in Chalpradesh mountains, and they 3 times higher than Maharashtra mountains, unfortunately. Dear fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, I will start with a story which begins in those mountains. As my younger son could sit straight in the sledge, we went with all my family to those mountains for skiing and enjoying the snow. I imagined our vacation that I will be skiing all day long, and my wife will be kids all day long while they're sledging. In the evening, we are returning home, and I'm having a couple of beers just to wait for the next enjoyable day. But when my wife had absolutely different idea about the vacation, and the next day she exchanged the company of me and 2 our marvelous kids for the company of ski training. And I was pulling the sledge after the kids because kids were too small and they get stuck in the snow when they went up. We started in the small yard. It was safe yard where kids could play snowballs and ride a sledge. But after 10 minutes passed, kids said that they are bored and they need to go to the real slope where the old skiers go. I didn't contradict it, and we go to this slope. First, we went up for 50 meters. We looked down, even my grandmother could ride from there. Then we went for another 50 meters, and another 50 meters. And then we just thought for a moment and decided that if we made all the way there, the ride should work, so we went even higher. As we reached launching point and looked down, we saw the people down in the river. And the people who looked like oversized ants decided to take a skiing lesson. First I pushed my older son down, and then As a way of precaution, I started to run behind them. What a ride it was. My boys were riding in front, Snow was pushing under the sledge, and I was running behind. What happened next? I couldn't comprehend the next moment. Slope ended with a steep reef, and below this reef cliff, mountain river roared, and there was no barrier. At this moment, my older son, he just stuck out his legs from the sledges and he stopped his sledges as well. But there I realized that my small son, his feet was too small to reach for the ground, and he couldn't reach for the ground. I was so scared that I started to shout, roll over, fall over from the sledge. But he was also scared, and he couldn't hear a thing, he was deaf as a post. When it was only 5 meters from the cliff, he just, I think his survival instinct pushed him from the sledge, and he rolled over from the dangerous cliff. I heard that mothers have this ability to feel when their children are in trouble. When I reached my son, we were lucky enough that he just hit his nose when he was rolling in the ground, hit with the snow. And only a small stream of blood was coming from his nose, so I tried to clean his face with my hands from snow, tears, and blood, and my hands were covered in blood. When I saw the terrified face of my wife who was coming to us. Till the end of the trip, I wasn't allowed to stay with the kids alone unattended. So now you know that the most of all, I'm father of 2 awesome boys and husband of a beautiful wife. I have many other interests. I major in finance. I work as chief financial officer for the last 12 years back in Eastern Europe. I do mountain climbing. I'm interested in Russian and Ukrainian culture, literature, and cuisine especially. As well, I really like to travel. All of us have many interests, many common interests and many common traits. But as well, every of us are unique in some way. So I try to build the skill of producing and broadcasting my emotions, ideas, and uniqueness into the world. Stop just being a consumer of information, movies, posts, books, and move to more healthy balance of getting and giving. Becoming a Toastmaster was a milestone on getting there. And I hope you and me, we all benefit on the way. Thank you very much.
Please, it's our culture. The second speaker of the session is Toastmaster Meeta. You have the feedback forms. Please have 30 seconds to fill up the feedback form. The second speaker is Toastmaster Meeta, and to evaluate first stage, we have Toastmaster 2. Toastmaster 2, and request you please read out the
The speaker is attempting project 2 from Competent Communication Guide. The objectives of the speech are: select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech. Make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message. Use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another. Create a strong opening and conclusion. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Please welcome Toastmaster Meeta. Hit the frog, Toastmaster Meeta.
by my grandfather. And I remember him saying that don't wait until tomorrow for the task that you can complete today. I'm sure everyone here must have heard this in the childhood. Any exceptions? Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. When I was in college, during my college days, I got influenced by Mark Twain, who said, don't put off until tomorrow what that you can do the day after. I'm still influenced by that maxim. For example, I gave my P1 speech in the month of August. I was due to give my P2 speech in September, but I have 13 valid and serious reasons of postponing it till 4 months. So do you see the point? People call this as procrastination. The habit of putting off things till the right time. And many times, the right time does not come. So we are spared of the energy, mental, physical energy, which we would have otherwise put in doing that. The word procrastination comes from the Latin word pro, meaning towards, for, in favor of, and cras is tomorrow. So you put off, the habit of putting off things for tomorrow, for a later date, is procrastination. In procrastination, or say the whole process, it happens that you put off things for tomorrow, end up in the form of result is your guilt, anger, self-reproach. That is what happens. Now, the scientists have done a lot of research on procrastination, and they have found that there are 2 root causes of procrastination. 2 root causes. One root cause is the human tendency of liking the things which are in shorter time that you can get the benefits, or getting shorter advantage, or getting quick fix satisfaction. It's a human tendency that we want to get things done faster or get the rewards faster, and not wait till the longer output or longer benefits come to us. So this is the human tendency. So let me have coffee today, or right now. I will write about my speech later, little later. So this is my quick benefit which I am getting out of coffee. So I will do important task, but I can do it later. So that is one cause. Another cause of procrastination is mental conflict. Many thoughts which are there in our minds, many options, many voices are in our minds. One voice says, eat the cake. Another voice says, watch TV. Third says, finish this report writing. The fragmented noise in the mind does not let any one voice pick up, and again we tend to get into the shortest possible way or shortest benefit that we are getting. So we get into our procrastination doom loop. That means should I have the cake now? No, hold on. No, should I write down my speech? No, hold on, do it later. And then I end up feeling guilty. I end up feeling stressed out. The negative emotions again create pressure, bit of pressure, and that does not let me start the job by itself. again I feel guilty that I have not started the job. So I am getting into the loop again and again, round and round it goes, and then the whole activity of room loop just keeps on. What is the way out? There are two proven techniques for these two root causes. For quick fix solution, offer immediate gratification that our procrastination is made for. We all set reminders. We all set reminders. We set reminders, then we reset them, then we forget about them. So the technique is to set a reminder, one-time late reminder. Set the reminder for your deadline which you have thought of. The deadline when just it is over to start a task. Start a task on a particular day, set the reminder for the day next of starting the task. That means you have set the reminder, a delayed reminder. The delayed reminder causes a lot of pressure. Brings in psychologically, it makes you create pressure, it puts you under tension, and then you have no legitimate excuse to give and say that I have to procrastinate or I can do it later. So keeping that delayed, reset your reminder in a delayed way is one way. And another technique is for mental noise and mental conflict is to manufacture a tough drill sergeant persona in your head. Tough drill sergeant persona in your head. This is an imaginary, fictitious thought which you are putting in your head, which is one monologue. This persona, the sergeant's job is to keep on checking whether I am going away from my route of action, taking action. So the moment I am little away from my target or where I am moving and the action which I am taking, the tough voice says no. I have some reason to explain her, but the tough voice says no, no, no. In practice, this drill sergeant can be created a very strong force, a strong noise in our head, and that will put us on the path and keep away from procrastination. And the end result is what? The end result is joy, pleasure, and enchantment. Mark Twain said that eat your life from every day in the morning so that you don't have to worry about the rest of it. This is life from. The life from is our biggest and toughest task that we have to finish. So take up the task first, start working on it, and you have eaten the frog, you are relaxed your life. But mind you, I've still not produce that tough sergeant Nita in me, and I'm going to do that soon.
Let's have a minute silence to write comment. Giving P6 and to evaluate P6 things, I request Toastmasters to read out the objectives.
Toastmaster Anand is attempting project 6, which is called vocal variety. The objectives are to use voice volume, pitch, rate and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to your message. Use pauses to enhance your message. Use vocal variety smoothly and naturally. Time 5 to 7 minutes.
Please welcome Toastmaster Anand to present P6 Where is God? Where is God, Toastmaster? Everything happens reason and a purpose, and it serves us. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Wednesday, 12th March 2014, around 12 p.m. I was in a crucial meeting at office when my phone rang. Wife's number. I disconnected it. It rang again. I realized it might be urgent. So I excused myself from the meeting and answered the call. My wife said, "Our son Aryan has broken his hand while playing football. Come soon." I immediately rushed to the hospital and saw my son lying on bed in pain, despair, and sadness. I told him, "Don't worry, son, everything will be all right." The doctor plastered his hand and said, "No football for 8 weeks because of the plaster." Now this was like telling my son not to dream. He's 12 years old and he is a key team player in his school's football team. His team was runners-up in Inter Bombay Toastmasters Championship. At this stage of his life, where football is his passion, this was the last thing he wanted to hear. Days went by. I could see him struggle to survive without football. 8 weeks later, the doctor removed his plaster and said, "No football for 8 more weeks because your bones have not been completely healed." Somehow he had to control himself. And then came the end of 8 weeks, and there he was on the ground, playing football so hard, as if he wanted to compensate for all he had missed. I was so enthralled to see him in action. He was full of energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. 2 weeks later, 26 July, I was at Andheri around 5 p.m. My wife called her and said, "Aryan has broken his hand again." I couldn't believe my ears. I rushed to the hospital and doctor said, "It is broken exactly at the same location and it is much more severe this time. It would require surgery. The bones are completely dislocated." Surgery got done. I can never forget that night in the hospital. My son's eyes were full of tears. I knew the trauma he was going through. I didn't know how to console him. He asked me, "Daddy, why is it happening to me? What wrong have I done?" I said to him, "Son, everything happens for a purpose and it serves us." "How does it serve me, Daddy?" I said, "Son, God likes to give us challenges so that we learn from them and become stronger." "Where is God, Daddy?" I told him a story which I had heard from my father when I was a child. I said, "Son, when God created his best design, that is us humans, he sat down to watch humans die. As the number of humans grew, the complications started showing up in their lives. They had many complex problems for which they couldn't find any solution themselves. So they started approaching God for their solutions, for the help. God got so occupied listening to their problems that he couldn't spend time with his goddesses. And goddesses complained. God realized. He called a meeting of council of his ministers to get their advice. On listening to God's problem, one minister said, "God, you go to the hill." God said, "I have done that. People reach there." Somebody else said, "God, you be in the middle of the water." "I have done that too. No success." Somebody else said, "God, you
He keeps visiting her. He can give you good advice. Naradji was calling, Narayan, Narayan. God, you should ask me. I keep going to her. I know how complex human beings are and how complex they think. Okay, Narayan, tell me. God, humans would search for you everywhere outside, but never within themselves. You take abode inside them. God liked this idea. And ever since then, He lives inside each one of us. And remember, son, God has only one word in His dictionary, and that is Tathastu. So be it. If you say, I can do it, God says, so be it. If you say, I can't do it, God says, so be it. So son, watch your thoughts and words. Believe in yourself. Don't beat yourself. Love yourself. Remember, events don't shape our lives. It's how we react to those events shape our life. These events are destiny. They're helping you become a stronger, persistent entity. So, my fellow Toastmasters, life happens for us, not to us. Embrace every problem for such a great teacher that is, and you will see miracles unfold your way. One minute silent to write the comments. There is one more P6 project, and to present this project we have Toastmaster Rahul. And this project will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rizwan. Since the objective of the projects are same, we will not repeat it. We directly welcome Toastmaster Rahul. And title of this speech is Toastmaster Journey. Toastmaster Journey. Toastmaster Rahul.
12 December 2014 was a very special day in my family. I was asked to host an event for Aditya Birla Financial Services. And employees who were attending that particular event were our senior leadership. The entire event went very well. And I have received a lot of compliments from my supervisors and my colleagues. When I pause and look back at my performance, then what was it that I was able to manage such a mega event? An answer to that was the Toastmasters. Toastmasters have provided me such a wonderful platform to polish my public speaking skills that I became a confident speaker. I still remember my Project 1 speech in Bombay Toastmasters. My mentor, Vijay Zadav, pushed me for my P1 speech. After consistently delaying it for 2 months, I decided to go for P1. When I used to go home and rehearse my P1 speech, the starting lines were, Dear Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and a guest. And whenever my wife used to hear that lines, she used to give me a broad smile, as if she's telling me, please do not bore me. And I used to smile back at her and continue my rehearsal. I remember during those days, she was pregnant. And she told me, when the baby comes out, the first thing you will say is, Dear Toastmasters. Finally, the day has came for my P1 speech. I prayed God that, oh God, please ensure there are not more than 5 people in the Toastmasters. When I reached the venue and peeped from the window, it was exactly opposite. Usually in Toastmasters meeting, there are around 45 to 50 people attending the program. But this time, it was jam-packed. There were like 60 plus people attending that particular program. I was looking for escape route. I went to Vijay and told him, look Vijay, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling like vomiting. Can I give a P1 speech later on? He said, see, 5 minutes belongs to you. You do whatever you want. If you don't want to speak, you can go and dance or you can sing a song. I thought speaking is better than singing. And when I started my P1 speech, in the initial phase I was a little bit nervous, but then it went well. It went so well that after completing my P1 speech, I got a standing ovation from the audience. And then EMOD clarified that as a Toastmasters format, when you complete the P1 speech, you get a standing ovation from. After completing the speeches, there was an evaluation round. I was looking at the evaluation and I was very impressed by the evaluation done by Sunil Agarwal. The way he used the voice modulation, high tone and low tone. It actually reminded me of someone else. It reminded me of a person called Raghavendra Budkar. People who don't know who is Raghavendra Budkar, he was a host for Sansad. And the lines were, ध्यान से देखिए इस चैनल को, क्या यही है वो आदमी जो आपके शहर में जल्दी में after the evaluation had happened, and what it has been said in the Toastmasters that once you are a Toastmaster, you are always a Toastmaster. I have started my journey in Toastmasters, which has taught me 3 things. The first was humbleness. In Toastmasters, nobody pushes you for the speeches. Everybody begins with their own speech. The second thing is the leadership skills. It is, I have also the vision what Toastmasters have given me in the leadership skills was completely different. And third, and a very important thing what I felt was, it depends on the requirements of the speakers. In Toastmasters, it doesn't matter how well you have crafted the speech, but it definitely depends on the requirements of the speaker. With this, I will hand over the
Next up, 1 minute silence to write comments. Our next speaker will present Project 9, Toastmaster Pramod, President P9, and his speech will be well written by Toastmaster Raghavendra. Sorry, I forgot.
First way will park. Is what the speaker is attempting. The objective of the speech are persuade listeners to adopt a viewpoint or ideas to take home some action, appeal to the audience interests, use logic and emotion to support your position. The speaker must arouse the listener's interest, help them assimilate new information, and provide the proof they need to change their minds and guide them to forming new beliefs. The primary purpose of a
persuasive speech is to influence the thinking or the behavior of the listeners. Time will be short, the time is 5 minutes.
Second. Toastmaster Pramod will present E9. Please welcome Toastmaster Pramod. His title is Are You Sleep Master? Are you Sleep Master? Toastmaster Pramod.
Ring, ring, my alarm bell rings. Blasting my bedroom door, my father screams. Are you useless or what? Sleeping like the son of Kumbhakarna? Which you are not. How will you be successful in your life? How will you rise? Early to bed, early to rise will only make you healthy and wise. Dad, relax. Early to bed and early to rise will make my girlfriend look at other guys. For me to be successful and to rise, let me dream big. Let me take that giant leap. And for that, I just need 5 more minutes of sleep. Toastmaster of the day, early risers and alarm snoozers. Just like any other average person, the amount of sleep that I required was 5 more minutes. Those 5 more minutes of simple, serene, soulful sleep. Sleep, that state of mind and body where our consciousness is suspended, where our body and muscles are relaxed, when our eyes are closed. Just the thing that happens to us every night. Such a trivial little issue. Sleep from whenever you want to clock to whenever you feel o'clock. How hard can it be to become a sleep master? I was oblivious to the significance of sleep till the day when I got to know that my esteemed neighbor, Mr. Jagrut Zupade, was suffering from insomnia. I could scarcely fathom the fact that a young, healthy, 28-year-old boy who was either in love or a relationship or an engineer or working for TCS could suffer from lack of sleep. Muscle weakness, ailments, blood pressure issues, loss of appetite followed. But a few weeks later, after medication, he stabilized. But one day, it escalated again. Jagrut woke up from deep sleep, went to his medicine cabinet, took his sleeping pills and went back to sleep. Now, this issue had escalated into his mind. I was worried. So to get to the root of this, I spoke to his mother. Mr. Insomniac had been deputed on a training assignment out of station. The work commitments, the bother that followed with that and the pressures that he had culminated into a problem. I realized that if it could happen to him, it could happen to me. It could happen to any one of us. I asked myself, how much do I sleep? How well do I sleep? Do I have a sleeping pattern? In a quest to find these answers, in a quest to become a sleep master, I researched on the internet. Okay, Wikipedia to be honest. And this is what I concluded. Just like our Toastmasters session, our sleep is also divided into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared sleep round. The sleep that we have on daily basis constitutes of this round. The projects are attempted from the competent sleeper series. Projects like P2, organize your sleep. P5, your body sleeps. P8, getting comfortable with sleeping aids. If you want a special project, P6, local variety, you can try that and become a snore master. P9 is a project that I am trying to attempt and apparently with good success, I think. inspire your audience to speak. A prepared sleep is very important. In a study by World Health Organization, article published in the July 2012 issue, it said that 40 to 50% of ailments that are affecting our current generation can be avoided with a proper and a fixed sleeping pattern. Common cold, headaches, fevers can be avoided. But remember, and very important fact, timer, please note, the timing guidelines are 6 to 8 hours and oversleeping should be strictly avoided to become a good sleep master. And ladies who are hunting for a beauty sleep, you don't really want to wake up to puffed eyes and swollen faces. The second part, just like impromptu skills are the test of a true public speaker, impromptu sleeping skills are the true test of a public sleeper. Sleeping on the spot is a skill. Yes. And let us be honest, we all have done it at some time in our lives. Those boring lectures in college, Toastmaster sessions, interesting team meetings. Ashutosh here has managed to do it in a movie theater. And my evaluator Sunil did it in a humorous speech contest. Sleeping on the spot, impromptu speaking skill is an ability that all of us have. Some of us are very good at it and others just have not realized it yet. The National Sleeping Foundation, yes, they have one in the US, are on site. In a study said that a small nap for 10 to 15 minutes is like a reset mechanism for your body. It resets your sleep, your breathing, it regulates your blood, it freshens up your mind, and it leaves you with a fresh start. So any point of time in your life, if you have the urge, and any point of time in the day you have the urge, just listen, think, organize, and doze off. Whenever you wake up in the morning, or whenever you wake up from any sleep, starts the third round, the evaluation round. The body evaluates whether you have had enough sleep and whether you have done it in the right way. The sleep, its pattern, the sleeping posture, environment, bed, every factor culminates into a good sleep and a fresh start, or whether you may have to repeat the sleep, project sleep, which is 5 more minutes. Mr. Jagrut finally found the best excuse for his insomnia. He started dating. But not all of us can make that excuse, can we? The question here is, do we have enough sleep every day? Do we have a fixed pattern to our sleep? You may be suffering from minor health problems. You may be suffering from basic physical ailments. You may be seeking a pretty mind, a pretty face and a pretty mind. You may have it all if you have a good sleep and a fixed pattern. You may have it all if you rise up to become a distinguished sleep master. And then, those masters and friends, you can literally sleep over all your troubles. Over to you.
One minute silence. Wait on the minutes. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Natarajan, and he will be presenting Project 3 from ACP, that is Advanced Communication Process Manual, and he has selected Entertaining Speaker Manual. With well-read speech, I request Toastmaster Chinmaya to read out the views.
Good morning, everyone. As Vijay has said, Ranjan will be reading the first project from the entertaining speech manual. The topic, the title for the project itself is the entertaining speech. The objectives are to entertain the audience by relating to a personal experience and organize an entertaining speech for maximum impact. Time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Let's welcome all the Toastmaster Rajan, and his title of speech is "And Hanging is Likewise." And hanging is likewise Toastmaster.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm going to speak on a topic which is very, very sensitive to mankind, especially mankind. So I will issue some disclaimers in the beginning. I'm not going to speak about politics. I'm not going to speak about religion. And I'm not going to speak about. I am going to speak about something which includes all three of them. So in school, when I was in class 8, I read an article in the Telegraph newspaper of Calcutta. And there was this person who was answering Virat Singh Chaudhary, a avowed expert in the English language. Somebody who Arvind would recognize as a person who's very particular about his grammar. And he wrote to Virat Singh Chaudhary. He made a mistake by saying that I will hung him. Because you never say hung for a human being. Beef, sir, is hung. Men are hanged. And I'm speaking about this hanging of men, which includes ethics, includes religion, of course, and of course, potentially can include anything. I'm talking about dating, possibility of romance, and of course, the consideration of the greatest sin, the greatest bondage of all mankind, especially mankind, marriage. So I got into this marriage game 3 years back. My sister was very married. So this aunt of mine always avoided me. When she was trying to get her niece married to a cousin of mine, I ensured that I didn't have it because I knew that a cousin of mine simply didn't like it. After my life saying, why don't we get married? So I kept telling her, we have such a bad our ability is one of the highest divorce rates. You can't contribute to that. Look at this friend, look at that cousin. They've tried marriage 2 times. This cousin of yours has finally got married for the 3rd time. And he's very happy. He said, yes. So why don't you at least try it once? The next day, she got me to meet a relative of hers. This girl was working in the IT sector. And where did I take her for lunch? I took her to a place where I used to take my ex-fiancée, who was initially my girlfriend and then I took her to one of the places where I had taken my ex-fiancée. It wasn't our favorite place, so I thought I could handle it without any emotional baggage. But I got emotional in between the meeting itself. Model 1 of the story, never take a girl to a place where you've taken one of your favorite exes with you. Because you always get emotional. The second girl I met, I found out that she was chasing my parents for a year and they were scared to even go to the doctor. I said, why are you scared of me? You can tell me, if you have more girls also you can tell me because I'm ready to meet as many of them now. So I met this girl. Where did I take her for lunch? I took her to the favorite place where I used to take my saying that I should be brave and I should be bold. Frankly, there was no emotional breakdown. But what happened? Food was horrible. This was a place that I used to love eating because of the food, not because of company, but because of the food. So, moral of the story, if you haven't been to a place in a long time, don't take someone there because if regular, much above and dedicated patrons is like you are not going, there must be something wrong with the place. So then, my sojourn for dating continued. I did this self-development course, where ironically, one of the partners I had in the self-development course encouraged me to go and meet a girl whom I had met a few days ago. And when I told him who the girl was, he got even more excited. When I met her, I found out that they used to be engaged earlier. But every dark cloud has a silver lining. The next time I needed cleaning my teeth, there was this girl, so I had just a couple of dates and we realized that it's not going to work out. When I went to her and I got billed for her services, I realized that she hadn't charged me consulting fees. Moral of the story, when it comes to IT professionals, be careful. Because you don't know what compiler they're using, and you certainly don't know what interpreter they're using. But when it comes to dentists, embrace them with open arms. Because you can always get own off cheap dental treatment regardless of which part of the world you are in. So time went on. I met a few more girls. I used to have this habit of giving speeches earlier, after dinner speeches, even before I joined Toastmasters. And most of my friends thought it was because I used to get drunk very fast. Not high. I used to love drinking and drinking fast. So I told them after joining Toastmasters, I can give the same caliber of speeches. Being completely sober, they were surprised. They tried me for a couple of parties, then they realized here is a guy who's really worth recommending, not only as a speaker but also as a possibility. Met a couple of girls, and I realized a few important things. A few important things were women can actually be on marriage sites and be interested in dating. Women can actually be on dating sites and actually be interested in marriage. The third thing I realized is that you must always be in touch with girls who you dated. Because you can get to know about dating sites, you can get to know about marriage sites. And you can get loads and loads of tips on these. The last couple of dates have been with lawyers. The first lawyer called me when she was in June near Prithvi Theatre, and I live in Goregaon East, closer to Malatis. And I would have never been able to reach there in an hour, even if my parents had called me, and that too on a Sunday afternoon. So she called me, I actually reached there in half an hour. It actually happened just a couple of weeks back. There's this thing about lawyers, they're always interested in collecting data points about you. So whether it's a lawyer who says, oh, I'm interested in scanning you and sleeping it over, or a lawyer who says, I work for human rights and this and that. Remember, some of them may be vegetarian, some of them may be non-vegetarian, but all of them are humanitarian. And last date, the most pleasing one. This summed up all my values. Always keep your cards close to your chest. Never reveal your races. This girl, instead of tabling all the facts about me and my past, etc., I let her do the talking. She spoke about my weight. I said, yeah, I lost a lot of weight recently, and I'm slim and trim now. You say I go walking, you can see me. Yeah, you got to go right. Then she asked me this very important question. You said you're doing Toastmasters? I said, yeah. How many of those 10 speeches are you giving? Yeah, I proudly said, I'm giving ACB 3 next week. Oh wow, I only given table topics. I never told her that I've prepared for most of my prepared speeches like table topics. That day, I sent her a couple of selfies. Of course, I strategically sent these selfies only on my face, and I realized if you select the information you provide, you can actually make yourself look like a cross between John F. Kennedy and Sylvester Stallone. Anyways, it's not easy tomorrow I'm meeting a girl who actually insisted 5 or 6 times that I actually confirmed with it. I'm okay with meeting a girl who smokes and drinks and doesn't want children. And I said I'm fine. But after I met her on the dating site, I don't know why she's asking me these questions. Maybe she's interested in marriage. It's a very courageous thing. India is a land of freedom fighters. And I did like that. And therefore, I will always proceed on this course. Because as they say, wedding is destiny and hanging is likewise.
Quick silence for
Toastmaster Andre took 5 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Mita took 8 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Anand took 6 minutes 37 seconds. took 7 minutes to finish.
Toastmaster, Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Rahul. Thank you. May I request you to please cast your vote for the best debate speaker. Forgiveness comes from within. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how mad or they feel. Forgiveness is the act of overcoming the feeling of revenge for the person who has done wrong actions against you. Why do we need to forgive or forgive? There are only two reasons. One is to set your mind free, and second is to stay in good health. Remember, you don't forgive someone for her or his sake. You forgive him for yours because you have good health and good physical as well as mental health. Someone has said rightly, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. There are literally no benefits of holding grudges, old thoughts about old ones, about the past. Everything you do should be done with some purpose or goal. It should have some sort of beneficial results. Holding a grudges doesn't have. It literally does not good. However, it's only make your life miserable. Our late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi said, forgiveness is a virtue of brave. And to make us more brave, we have table-topping ground. Where every member as well as the guest gets an opportunity to speak there. To provide us with the challenges for the today's table topic sessions, we have Toastmaster Nirav to conduct.
Hi friends, table topic is basically thinking on your feet. I will give you a topic, you will get 10 seconds to think and 1 to 2 minutes to present. As the name suggests, table topics, it is double T. So first T stands for thinking about the story and second T stands for talking and making a glory. So just to explain the process better to the guys, I will first call our Toastmaster so that it is easier to think how someone turns it into. So I will also call timer first of all. The total time is allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. Timer, can you please explain the time?
When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, which is 1 minute, I will show the green card. When the speaker reaches the midpoint, I will show the yellow card, which is 1 minute 30 seconds. And when the speaker reaches the end of his speaking time, which is 2 minutes, I will show the red card. The speaker has a 30-second grace time after the red card, not before. And yeah, in order to qualify for the vote.
So let me first call a Toastmaster so that you realize how to handle the table topics. Can I call Virendra? The theme for the day is forget and forgive. So let me saying, Uncle, can you please help me? You are unmarried and you are looking for a partner. A beautiful girl comes to your side and she is requesting for your help. She says, Uncle, can you please help? Can you forgive her?
First of all, I am going to show her two doors. Madam, this door is for giving, this door is for getting. So please, madam, if you are anywhere close to forget my grey hair and forgive my saying this and give everything that I would want in marriage, please enter this door. But if somebody has made a comment like this, it may be really difficult to forgive, especially if it is a because what else are you looking for in life? A beauty walking up to you and smiling at you, and all the during that walk, whatever dreams you have already buried, just by one word they get shattered, and I don't think I can forgive. Yogini Sahib was saying a lot many things about forgiving. It is good, glorified to say it's forgiving. But when it is personal and too personal, it may not be really very easy to forgive. Forgetting is a biological thing. You can have memory loss. You can forget. But forgiving is behavioral, psychological, and emotional. And grey hair are my biggest emotional points.
Can I call someone from West? Your spouse forgot your birthday. You are in a dilemma whether to forgive and forget. I just repeat it. Your spouse forgot your birthday. You are in a dilemma whether to forgive and forget.
Thank you everyone, Dr. Master, for asking this question. If my girlfriend or my spouse rather forgets my birthday, would I still be forgiving? Would I still forgive her and forget her? Well, I'll first give her a big hug, and then I say, now we are on the same boat. Anyway, we go around together to many places. When it's not your birthday, when it's not my birthday, then why not this time? I hardly feel there's any point to forgive or forget because I anyway don't know her birthday. I never asked her. I would definitely forgive her. I'll definitely forget her. I think a pint of beer should be enough for her. She doesn't need anything more than to calm herself down, just to loosen the nerves. And then if she doesn't, and then if she's not convinced with that, I'll probably start searching out more flirting with someone else. If that be the medicine for that. But the guest might say, I'm happy with this, I was just kidding. We didn't know that in our personal life. But definitely, yes, coming back to the main question and jokes apart, I would definitely forgive her. Recently, I came across an incident. My brother and I were in a very difficult situation. We had a damaged relationship. We didn't talk for 10 long years. And recently we came along together. We are now in a very good situation and we are both doing very well. So if he's my brother, if he's my family, then why not with my spouse? She's my better half then. Back to you.
good. Reasons why you believe forgiving and forgiveness is not the only solution always. Reason why you believe forgiving or forgetting things is not the only solution always.
Great. Well, in my attempt to enroll you all today, the topic that I've been asked to speak on is whether forgiveness and forgetting something that has happened to us is always a solution. It definitely is not. Because sometimes keeping things in mind lets you keep that as a lesson. It's pretty much like how we would connect with students. Students, I'm a teacher, so students will walk up to me and say, "Ma'am, why the hell do we study history?" And somehow the only answer I have to tell them is, if you do not know what has happened in the past, you're never going to know what you should do further ahead in life. So any event that you are a part of, sometimes it will hurt you, sometimes it will leave good memories with you, and there's no point forgetting it. Yes, you should live in the moment and you should not live in the past, but you need to learn from there and then take that one step further ahead. So, how about forgiving? Is that always a good thing? Forgiving is good because that's going to let you feel lighter. There's this little game that people play. If you take paper and you just crumble it and then you burn it, and then I tell you just bring it back, it's not going to happen. So if you don't forgive people, you're going to burn. So you always forgive. That's good. You should forget if you can, and it's bad for your health. But you should not forget there's a lesson that's going to keep you, or that's going to allow you to become a better person. Over to you.
Imagine Salman Khan. Can you forgive and forget Vivek Oberoi?
Okay, guys, the point is, I can forgive and forget. Great. After all, Abhishek has extra question, so there's no point of forgiving or forgetting. I already forget it. You had his last movie, Krish 3, that was too super that no one watched it. So the God is helping me and let the people forget his acting skills in movie Krish 3. And after all, we've got everything to do like brings guidance to all watching for only actresses, I guess. The movies have become so worse to Bill Cobra. The whole audience forgetting where he is and where I can forgive him for doing such bad movies. Regarding Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, I would say, I can forgive him. There's no point of still going back and doing that burnt part of me and again remembering me that I had a crush on Aishwarya. That is gone. Control Sarwan. That's gone. It's gone. Okay, I can forgive him, but I can't forget Abhishek Bachchan because he has taken Aishwarya Bachchan. Okay, Aishwarya, I can say. So, in short, I can forgive and have forgotten before, but I can't forgive and forgot Abhishek Bachchan. Thank you.
Anyone from this? it's your first day to today. And a passing biker is calling your rules. It's your first day today. A passing biker is calling your rules. Can you forgive me?
Okay, so it's my first day today. Normally I don't really dress up well, as you can see. But since it's my first day, I try to dress really well, put on loads of makeup. And then when I'm passing by the road, there's this biker who has really spoiled my dress by splashing over all the wet, muddy water on my clothes. And what do? Do I keep quiet? No, probably I'll yell at him. I'll yell at him and probably all the passers-by will stand around me and then pass comments, maybe ask me to forgive him. But should I really forgive him? Yes, I think I should. Probably he was in a hurry. He didn't see that there was a lot of muddy water on the road. And I think we all make mistakes. There are times when we are in a hurry. We really don't think about others. So yes, I think I forget.
And last one for today. So your topic for the day is, should India forgive Pakistan for what they have done in the past and start on a clean slate? Should India forgive Pakistan for what they have done in the past and start on a clean slate?
Toastmasters and guests, a difficult and very much controversial topic. Should India forget Pakistan and start with a clean slate? What I think on this matter is, in the current scenario we are living today, the world is always changing. There is so much violence, and this question is not just restricted to India and Pakistan. It's among between all the countries in the world. Should we just allow the past grudges, something that has happened in the past, and should we carry it forward to the future generation, to our grandchildren, and maybe their grandchildren as well? Because what we see today, the controversy between India and Pakistan has been going on for the last 50 years. It has affected 2 generations already, and we're passing on the same genes to the generation to come. And most of us don't even know what is the root cause for it. Are we even aware? Why is it that there is so much controversy over it? My personal view on this is, yes, there is violence, there is fighting at the borders, not just between these 2 countries, but countries all around. And we should, it is up to the countries, the foreign ministers, the government, to sit together and reach a common point, a common goal. Yes, we can work this out. We don't need guns. Guns will not silence the peace mission. It will just lead to more killing, more bloodshed, and more violence all over. Why don't we realize that we have just this one earth where we have these millions and millions of people living together? So why can't we just live in peace, all of us? This world, this universe has everything for each one of us here. And it isn't sufficient amount if we just reach out and take it. Why bring all this politics, this agony of loss of human life, the property, the war, the bloodshed? A single war or a single firing. We read news daily that, okay, this army man was killed at the border. It's a normal news. But do we actually see that this army person has a family behind him? There are 10 or 20 people connected to him, and it is them who will feel the loss. We are so ignorant of anything, we think it is happening away from us, so we don't need to bother and understand until it happens to us. But what I think, it is up to us as citizens to first wake ourselves up, make ourselves aware of the situation, and only then maybe the government can actually listen
So let me end with the concluding remarks. Always forgive. Timer, can you just tell me the times?
Waiting for 1 minute. 1 minute 48 seconds. Gaurav took 1 minute 47 seconds. Rajna took 1 minute 45 seconds. Parag took 1 minute 22 seconds. Sneha took 1 minute 6 seconds. Rupi took 2 minutes 29 seconds.
Let me end with the concluding remarks. Okay. So you all have a sheet where you can actually nominate one of the person. In fact, except for Kriti, everyone qualifies for voting. Take off this tick. Okay, take off the tick. Sorry. So everyone is qualified for voting. Thank you. Please have on the desk. Last concluding remarks. Always forgive, but never forget. Learn from your mistakes, but never regret.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nero, for interesting spread of topics. All the speakers, every topic speaker, have enthralled all of us by their point of view. Forgiving people who hurt you is your gift you are giving to them. And forgetting people who hurt you is your gift you get for yourself. I know you will not forgive me if I forget you 10 minutes of prayer. Please do not forget to come back. Come back. There is no law without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without law. God says, if you don't forgive, you will not be forgiven. You have to forgive the sins of others so that God will forgive us. Most of us can forgive and forget. Most of us can forgive and forget, but you know, we just don't want the other person to forget that we have forgot. It is easier to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend. Maybe because of that, a happy marriage is a union of two good forgivers. A famous person once said, do not expect to be applauded for what you do right, and do not expect to be forgiven for what you do wrong. Yes, it is an evaluation round. And as you know, men forgive but men forget but never forgive, and men forgive but never forget. We are the Toastmaster Ashwini to conduct.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. My role as a general evaluator is to call upon my team, who is speech evaluators, who have evaluated the prepared speeches, and also call the grammarian and the R counter to give the speeches. So, with
I thought the next meeting was going to be a joint meeting, but yeah, we have one today as well. So I am here to evaluate P1, which is the icebreaker for Andrew. I, for a moment, forgot. I checked the manual again. Was it P1 or something else? I belong from a technical background. So I will start with the acronym coding which I use for evaluation. So I will start with C, content. Content was very gripping. We started with a sentence which everybody could connect to. As you can see, I am not really moving, and that got my attention. Then you organized it in a story. We could see how you slided through all the things in a short while and describe what you were doing, where you come from, and what are your interests. So organization-wise, it was very catchy, and what I liked is that you were allowed to use notes, but you did not use them. You used humor very judiciously. For describing heights, you said, my grandmother can do that. For describing very small heights, right? So that was very good use. And there were a few other nuggets where you could actually draw humor from the audience. Other thing what I liked was, apart from organization and your humor, what I liked was your confidence. You were very confident. You were using the space. You were thinking about the speech at that point of time, but you were still not nervous at all. At least didn't appear. And what could have been done better in this, as I mentioned, it was kind of a shock for me because I checked again the objectives of what speech they were in. What could have been done better was you had a longer story for a short period. You could have cut the story short and talked about your interest more. So the story was very gripping, but I would have liked to know more about your interest on getting to know you better. But I'm sure the way you started off this journey in an icebreaker, you will go to many heights, which definitely many other people would be scared about. Over to you.
Neeta delivered her P2 speech today, which was evaluated by Toastmaster couple. I would like to call upon Toastmaster.
Evaluator, guest, and your Neeta. When I heard your subject, eat the frog, I was excited. Few days ago, I was talking to a friend about links traveling to they serve some authentic Chinese food. And I was all ears to hear about, wow, a vegetarian turning into non-vegetarian. Please forgive me and forget about the frog. And I hope I'm able to give you and you're able to get what you want. Oh, can you postpone this? That's what the message was, right? So can we some other time? So I like the way you started by saying that you were influenced by your grandfather. Don't wait till tomorrow for the task that you can complete today. And the Mark Twain quote that you mentioned. I like the way you opened the speech with the quotes. The word, the meaning that you shared with us about procrastination. Procrastination. And the meaning you shared with us. the process you explained us. What is the process? The techniques that you shared. I like that. It had the message was very clear. It had a open body, and a conclusion was quick fixes, or basically the two broad techniques that you gave, which was one was quick fix, basically set a reminder or a delayed reminder, and manufacture a tough drill sergeant. What I would have liked about, your speech, if you could have added some personal experience apart from your speeches, because there was a scope of adding a lot of humor to it, because the subject was such that you could have expanded with your personal experiences. One you gave about the P1, then you started, and then it took you 4 months to deliver your team. Similar, if you could have more experiences, I think that would have connected the audience much better way. But otherwise, I think a great speech. Look forward for more such speeches. And please, again, forgive me, but don't forget this.
Toastmaster Anand gave his P6 speech today. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Hasnain to give his evaluation.
I am generally evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and especially Toastmaster Anand. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and the pleasure to listen to a speech which is extremely relevant to me at this personal time of mine. Especially the thought that everything happens to us for a reason and that reason serves us. Project 6 requires the speaker to use a voice that has variety in terms of its volume, pitch, bass, and to harness the power of the pause. I think Toastmaster Anand achieved those objectives very, very well. He opened strongly with the introduction of various characters, with the introduction of his wife, with his son, and that of the doctor. These were effective tools in bringing in characters which he could exploit to explain to us the power of vocal variety. He could use 3 different inflections, he could use 3 different tones. And added to that was his own personal tone. So he demonstrated adequately that he has the command to modulate his voice and bring his message clear. And his speech entirely was reflected in the way he modulated his voice. So I think it was a great job, very well done. He also ensured that he built upon the learnings from the previous projects in that his speech was terrifically organized. He came to the point immediately. He also used triads, he also used metaphors, and he used the gems in P5. Gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, movement, stance. If there is one area, Toastmaster Anand, where I can possibly ask you to give a little more attention, was to choreograph the speech a little bit better. I thought that adequate attention may not have been paid to that little aspect, and then I found that there was pacing which was aimless. If you could have just worked out the speech in a way where you could have demarcated and apportioned the speaking area with more definite purpose, I think it would have enhanced the value of the speech a lot more. To sum up, the best part I thought was the way you harness the power of the pause, and as you all know that if done properly, it is the best tool to bring the audience over to your side. Congratulations for that too. So your volume changes and your pauses were fantastic. It would be great if you could choreograph the speech better so that the pacing is more relevant. And once again, I thank you for the enthralling speech and also for revealing the address of that I use with God, who has this reputation of giving and forgiving, and man who has the reputation of getting and forgetting. Back to you.
Rahul delivered his P6 speech today. I would like to call
my friend Rahul has given his P6 speech, which is his journey as a Toastmaster. Now this is such a relevant subject, so close to each and every Toastmaster. Going back, reflecting back to his P1 speech, he started very well from the day 12th December 2014, where his corporate meeting at Aditya Birla, and looking at how he has changed from P1 and metamorphosed into a successful leader and a corporate individual, blending in his learnings. Going back, he has composed his speech so well, reflecting on how he started off with his P1, when Mr. Vijay Yadav whispered into his ears, "You have just 5 minutes, so do whatever you want." The panic, the subject, how he has related his anxiety and his fears. We all relate to this because we have all passed through that P1 phase. Such a relevant subject. And anecdotes of humor, which I very much relate to. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. This is what I started off when I started my P1. And I was murmuring and talking about or rehearsing this every day. And when he relates it to his pregnant wife, who would be fearful that the child who was born would be giving the same Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster is so relevant humor. The other subject which was very close to my heart is we always are fearful of the stage. How many people are we going to face? He was expecting 5 and he faced 60 people. Great. The other thing was how he related to the evaluator. The humor he blended in. And someone I really didn't know was Raghavendra Mudgal. And that was a person I've seen on TV but never knew about. And then I said, yes, we have one. So, he had the crowd really enjoying the humor. These are some points I really loved about his speech, and I've seen that from P1 to P6, you have really gone a long way. Something I really want to point out about is you have a good body language, you have eye contact with the audience. Something which I would like to point out is we were always facing this way. You sometimes did come back to this crowd, but I think you did not use the stage very effectively. You could have moved and also used gestures and body language to describe the humor much better. Those are some points I would like to point out. Your facial expressions were constant throughout the speech. I think that is something which you really need to work on. Your eye contact is very good, your body language is excellent, but of course you can become more dramatic the way you give your speech. The subject was very interesting. So I think from here on, the P6 speech has been really great, and you can really go forward with better speeches. So thank you very much, Rahul, for that excellent P6 speech.
Toastmaster Pramod gave his P9 speech today, and I would like to call upon Toastmaster Raghavendra.
Every sunrise gives you a fresh set of opportunities. Every sunset asks you, what do you do with them? After you've done the evaluation, you are ready for the next sunrise. And there the crucial period lies. What you do with that time to face the next sunrise. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and friends. Sleeping is always
With you I sleep, with the others I was awake. Sleep is very dear to everyone, and to persuade the path, Toastmaster promotes chosen topic to people to sleep by beginning. What were the objectives of the P9 speech is to persuade the path. And I think he imposed a self-challenge of taking a subject which tends you to take into a lullaby where you actually want them to awaken and take the bull by the horns. The speech had live examples of Mr. Chakra. It had very lucid examples of how sleep is taken lightly by some and seriously by some. And what metaphorically he lays a parallel track to the speech. With the Toastmasters added a complete new flavor to the speech. I enjoyed the journey as he took each and every objective of the speech and brought out lessons for the speech. However, I thought there were two crucial things which needed to be pursued by giving an emotional connect. And that emotional connect had to be by giving some emotional reasons. For example, do you think it is important of how many hours you sleep a day? Everybody knows how much time it takes. But what this generation is facing the challenge more than the number of hours are the hours that they choose to sleep in. If you see the animals, they have their senses alive when they can gauge the dawn and how they should get up. And when we choose devices to decide, and I thought you could give them these compelling reasons because that will affect the quality of the sleep. All in all, I thought you love sleeping with the enemy because you overslept there also. But all in all, I thought it was a beautiful subject. And I wish you all the best in putting people to sleep. Over to you.
Toastmaster Natarajan gave his ACT speech. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Chinmay to give his evaluation.
The best kind of speeches are those in which you personally learn a lot. The reason is that my dad has been calling me for the past 2 days. I'm visiting my hometown next week, and he's saying that I have lined up a couple of prospective meetings. Thank you, Natarajan. I'm interested. Let's get to the objectives. The first objective was to create a speech using a personal experience. As per the manual, what it says, select a topic, for example, by choosing what you do in your free time. Thank you. It was great topic selection first of all, and the topic itself brought credibility to the speech, to the speaker. The second point was that the highs and lows of emotions. It was not just humorous, it was the emotional side. You told us about your brother, your fiancé, how you have moved in and out of relationships. In that way, I was able to connect with you very well. The second objective was to organize a speech, have an opening, body, and a conclusion. The opening was very captivating. You started with disclaimers. I am going to give you a disclaimer today, and I'm not going to talk about sex, religion, and politics. Not mentioning the first word. Making it The second part was creating a body. You had great examples, and with each example you had some takeaway for the audience. So you kept the audience entertained throughout the speech. And of course, with the conclusion, you justified the title in the end and also gave the message in a very subtle but yet effective manner. But just like prepared dates, prepared speeches can also be improved. So let's see what could have done better. First is the vividness. You could have described one particular scene, or throughout the speech you could have used vivid words, which would have helped the audience to connect with any one particular example or anecdote of yours to a much greater level. You overshoot it, so what you could have done is that you could have just stuck to 3 examples, and as we know, tried so 3 examples, and with that you could have created that maximum impact which you were looking for. Next is jargons. I think you used a couple of jargons like compiler and interpreter. Not all of us understand it from what I know. Second was JFK and Sylvester Stallone. I think most of us know, but one rule with jargons is that either you avoid them or you better describe them. So you could have described how Sylvester Stallone looks like, maybe in some 1 line or 2 lines. Overall, I think what you understand the object is very well, and you justified the speech title in the end. And overall, I think it is a great, effective beginning for an advanced manner. All of this.
I would like to call upon the timer to give the floor.
Toastmaster motion took 2 minutes 38 seconds. Toastmaster Thakur took 3 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Hasnain took 3 minutes 2 seconds. Toastmaster Rizwan took 4 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Sunil took 3 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Chinmay took 3 minutes 19 seconds.
Toastmaster is one
That's not qualified.
Yes.
He does not qualify.
Yeah, he does not qualify. So rest qualifies. You have the voting ballots. Please vote for the best ballot. Thank you. Thank you. You can vote for the best evaluator from now I would like to call upon the grammarian, Toastmaster Shakari, to give her report.
The evaluation is divided in 4 parts. There are good usage, wrong usage, word of the day usage, and pronunciation. First, let's go with the good usage. The good usages are: friendship flourishes at the fountain of forgiveness. Quick fix satisfaction. Life happens for us, not to us. Sleep over all your troubles. Put people to sleep by awakening them. Now let's come to the wrong usage. It just means should have been, it means. Don't wait until tomorrow should have been, don't wait till tomorrow. We all set reminders, are we, should have been, we all set reminders, don't we. Finally the day has came, should have been, finally the day had come. Trivial little issue, like trivial and little mean the same thing, so it could have been trivial issue. And last concluding, so last and concluding also mean the same thing. Word of the day usage. Word of the day was used by Toastmaster Andre, Toastmaster Anand, Rajna, Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Hasnain, and Toastmaster Sunil. Toastmaster Meeta used enchant instead of enter. And pronunciation. Yell was pronounced as L. Then error was pronounced as error. And pint of beer was pronounced as pint of beer. What is the
I would like to call upon Toastmaster Amit Kumar to give his report.
I will start from entry. He has not used any long pauses. He has repeated 3 words twice. One is will be, many, thrice, on, but, and. Next, Meeta. She has used 6 times
repetition word is Mark Twain said. Next is Anand. Only one repetition word because. Then Rahul, 2 hours, 1 long pauses, and repeated words like polish my public speaking, and I have also used twice. Pramod, 1 long pauses, repeat has been used twice. Natarajan, 1 hour, Virendra, 1 hour, Gaurav, 2 hours, but twice. Rajna, 5 hours, and repeated twice. Parak, 1 hour, forgive and forget, that is twice. Sneha, 5 hours, and twice. Atul, 4 times hours. Repeated, if you could have. Hasnain, 1 hour. Repetition as twice. Soham, 2 hours. That's all.
Now it's time for my general evaluation. So we started this meeting on time today. To be precise, we started 1 minute early. The Toastmaster of the day selected a very apt topic, forgive and forget. A topic we all can relate to. We all try to practice, but forgive ourselves for forgetting to practice. We had prepared speeches now, and I'm sure you all were enthralled, not by the music in the background, but by the speeches that we had today, which were a mix of humor and entertainment and informative. Moving on to the table topics now. Table topic master Meera did a good job by bringing topics which were very easy. Everybody could speak on the topics, and we could bring humor to the otherwise serious topic. The evaluation was done very good. So we used the CRC technique, that is the comment, recommend and comment, which was very well used by all the evaluators. Now, my comment, recommend and comments, I've already given the comment part. Coming to the recommendation, 2 recommendations. One is for the Toastmaster of the day. Only one thing is introduce, the speaker has taken a lot of effort to prepare this speech. So at least a one-liner introduction for the speaker, I think we can do justice to the speaker. So taken so much effort to prepare the speech. That is one. Second, we started on time, but we can also try and end on time. For that, just we can do a few things like most of the things are timed, like the prepared speeches are timed, the table topics are timed, and the evaluation is timed. But there are other roles in between for which the time is allotted. It is there in the agenda which is shared by Hasnain, but since it is not timed by the timer, it is just individuals who know the role, who know the timing limitations can ensure that we follow that timeline so that we can also end on time. Overall, a very good session. I'm sure all of you have had a very good time. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Living life without forgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Forgiveness does not change the past. We have heard table topic speaker and got to know. But it does enlarge the future. Think of a children. And that is what distinguishes them from that. They have no ego and they forgive easily. That is what makes them so lovable. So, do yourself a big favor, start forgiving and forgetting from this moment onward. The past hurts will fall off immediately and you will reap the benefits of the future. Makar Sankranti festival is around, which is celebrated in all parts of India. This day is special for feel good. People give it to each other, saying feel good and good bolai Marathi, which means have a feel good and speak good and sweet. Just a way of forgive and forget the past and start the beginning of the future. So friends, have a safe and happy new year and best of luck for your new curricular journey. Now, I would like to hand over the session in the safe hand of President Master.
Thank you. I think we all got ourselves enthralled with all the speakers. Did we? Why do you look so glad? All right. As we come to the end, there's a little thing that we still need to do. I hope you've already voted for the best evaluator. And now, there's one more line that you need to vote for. Vote on is for the best of the victory. The victory is the Toastmaster of the day, the table topics master, and the gender evaluator. One of these three, and please pass your ballots to the person at the aisle so that it can be collected. Yeah. And as the results being tallied, let me remind you of the forthcoming event on the 17th. It's the Club Officers Training Program, and I expect all 7 members of the club to attend the meeting. And I await your confirmations, which has a date or a deadline. I need it by Monday morning so that I can compile the list and send it to the division governor before the end of Monday. And for the other visiting Toastmasters, please ensure that you are aware of this and send in your nominations for your attendance. It's also open not only to the members, to the executive committee, but every club member who wants to attend and understand what the training is all about and what the roles entail and the tasks may also enroll. There's a charge of 100 rupees per person. It's only a half day's training program because I know you need to run the next day. It's the Bombay Marathon day, so we'll have it only as a half day session. So I look forward to the nominations from other members as well of before by noon on Monday. And as the results being tallied, can I ask Tarun to come up and speak what you came in for, what you feel about it? Yes, no, what do you feel? Give it results.
So what were my expectations coming in? They were not very well defined. I sort of expected a mix of people who knew already about public speaking, but I wasn't expecting a Kumkar in the meeting. There was a Kumkar in the meeting. There was also somebody giving lots of information about dating. So that was a plus. Whether this moved to Mumbai. There was also a school teacher who was very well proficient with her language and the way she spoke. So all in all, my undefined expectations were somehow all of them were met. And I'm willing to be a part of this club. And no small part of it is played by the president, Mr. Arvind. He has been coordinating it very well. Sunil was sitting right next to me, he was snapping his fingers and giving directions from there, so I know it's very well managed, in good hands. So I really like it, and I think all of you are doing really well. Thank you.
Sandeep, may I invite you to say a few words? Just what you felt.
Yeah, I graduated December 2nd week. I did yes. Then next session I missed so because I decided some personal reason for that. Yeah, but when I come, that time very afraid about it. What is this appendix? What is going on? And not understand what it is. So now I'm very clear about this. What is the Toastmaster? What is going to? And I'm sure I will be part of this.
So may I have you say a few words?
So I've been to the Toastmasters in Mahim earlier, that's how I know. But it was a long time back, and I live in City Hall. So when Nita told me that I could be here, I was excited because I knew at that time, and I said, okay, let me just at least say hi and also see how she speaks. The challenge is that I was not in Singapore, I was in Mumbai, and what takes 20 minutes there took me an hour here, and I was not in time. But eventually, my wife also called me and said, how much of the things that you planned have you done today? And I said, well, I was in Mumbai and traveled to 3/4 of my time, so maybe there are still 5 things to be done, but let me go to this place and see what she's doing. Overall, I felt like everybody was trying to speak more good things than bad things. So I think the criticality or being critical as part of the group, while it is nice, but it still doesn't bring out the exact efficiencies which anybody would improve on. Also, there are certain things which didn't come structurally, which means that when I'm looking for an overall process or an overall understanding of speech as a new guy, I would still have to attend 2 or 3 more sessions to figure out what will it take me to kind of get into this and how many things pan out for me or how will I get into this. Maybe there's a process or there's an angle which I need to look at and obviously that's something. But interesting, and I think this group is quite nice. Overall, it was quite nice. Thank you.
As you rightly said, there is a process. Just by coming once and then coming after many days, it's not possible for you to understand what's going on here. And secondly, just by coming and sitting here, you will not understand. You have to be a member. I'm not forcing you to be a member. We don't force anyone to be a member. It should come from within. Unless you become a member, you take the stage, you start talking, only then will you understand what the evaluation is all about and how you have structured your speech, because you also get a mentor who looks at your speech, and that's how the whole process takes place, and that's how you get to becoming better. Do we have the results? Who else would like to share a few things? Sheila, would you like to come up and say? I'd like to tell all our members and guests and visiting Toastmasters that Voltas has formed a club, and Sheila is a part of the Voltas club. We had just one meeting at Voltas, but this is her 4th meeting, because she has attended the Dadar Toastmasters Club, the Mumbai Toastmasters Club, and now the Bombay Toastmasters Club. She wants to learn and take back to her own club what she can give best there. And so today I'd like we had invited her to come to our club and understand how the process takes place here, because each club with the members, the culture is different. But the Toastmasters program remains the same, the process, but only the culture differs. Yes, there's a lot of networking because you meet different type of people. So share your views.
I'm really encouraged to hear 4 clubs and all of them having the same process, same type of people. Everyone wants to forget, everyone wants to forgive. It's all within us, whether we Pakistan or India. It's just one person. Your left hand can't be different from the right hand. I wanted to learn more. Of course, Votas is a very new club which we have formed. But there, when you see that in a company, you will have all hierarchies. It's very difficult to break. Because there, it is how can you answer to your superior? And as Arvind told us very rightly at the first meeting, that when you come in, everything is within the closed doors. And I really like that. Good things go out, bad things remain here. And we all should do that in our whole life. That all good things should be taken and shared with everybody. And Toastmasters, of course, will teach you more and more. Every person sitting down here will teach us something which we will be able to take home. And I'm really proud to be a part of Toastmasters. And I look for many more meetings. Of course, tomorrow is again another meeting at Bandra, and I'm looking forward to it. And that's going to be formal. That's what Sneha told me. I was, thinking of not attending, but then she said, no, you have to be in formals, and I really want to make my presence there. So I'm going to be there, Sneha. Thank you, Princess.
Anything we need to wait for? Let's close. Alright, before we close, the best prepared speaker? Okay, if you want to say Anand, it's Anand.
Oh God. Oh, everything happens for a reason.
The best table topic speaker will be Lady. Please. I'm afraid we have 2 roles. Virendra. The best evaluator. I know you're making a habit of it. You'll have to get a new cover. Okay, the best of the big tree. Let's forgive and So as we come to the end of the program, our next meeting is on the 24th of January. It's a joint meeting with the Bombay Toastmasters Club who will come here. 24th of January. I